Welcome to the Gadget Inspectors, your home for angry tech talk and a little bit of news. I am your co-host, Mr. Geoff Stevens. Tonight I've got with me my other co-host, Mr. David Feldman.
Hey, everybody.
It's also a very full house tonight. We've got two very special guests. We got Mr. Michael Fritz
Hey, you can hear me this time.
and Mr. Kevin Nelson.
Better hurry up, I got a flight to catch.
Uh-oh, don't go in United. Don't do it. All right, we've got a great episode planned for you guys tonight. Before we get too far into our topics, we must do the news. Geoff, take it away. All right, Geoff.
You mean Ed?
Ed, sure.
Ed and Eddie?
Our first news article is actually kind of funny, kind of sad, kind of disturbing. There is a garage door, a smart garage door company that's actually kind of being vindictive. Client actually gave a bad Amazon review, and unfortunately, the maker of the smart garage opener actually remotely disabled the customer's device. Gadget is the name of the company. This is kind of fucking scary because they're just remotely reaching out and disabling your shit. What's to say that this isn't going to happen to other smart home devices? What about your smart thermostat? Give a bad review, they leave your air conditioner running at 40 degrees.
Ooh.
Yeah, that actually sounds kind of terrifying.
Yeah, that's scary.
I think there'd be grounds to have legal action in that case.
I'm sure, but that's kind of crazy.
It'd be hard to prove in a court that the garage door was disabled by them, but like with a thermostat, there's gonna be some kind of log as to when it was changed by who, that kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, with something like that, like I understand that he was a dick in his review, and and I could see on the company standpoint, like reviews are heavily weighted on Amazon and everything. Everybody checks the reviews before they buy. And he didn't even, and in the company's standpoint, they said he didn't even contact them for support or troubleshoot, which nobody ever does. But to the fact that they turned off his garage door, that's really scary. And also to the fact of how did they know whose garage door they were turning off?
Well, I think the review it said, hey, we looked at your name, because I guess it actually showed his name. And they just remotely reached out to his unit and just denied the server connection. So that's pretty fucking... That's crazy.
Okay, so, yeah, they referenced it via serial number. Okay.
Yeah. So,
that's just...
Yeah, I know. It's kind of fucking crazy. I'm just, I love smart devices. I love the idea of them, but the fact that the company, does control your server access cloud-wise, that fucking terrifies me. It's like, in the sheer fact that someone could actually hack into those devices as well, which hasn't been already done. So
it's not hacking in if you're, the person that owns the device.
No, I'm just saying, like, if you were to hack a smart home device, you would now have, potential to wreck someone's house.
I mean, you do realize that industrial hacking has been a thing for a long time. Home automation is hardly anything newer. It runs basically on similar protocols. It's an eventuality. My thing is, though, what proof is there that it was disabled by a vengeful company?
I mean, we don't have any proof. But...
So this could be just complete bullshit, and this guy is just, a shitty person who can't operate the device.
Wait a minute.
And is trying to blame this company.
Hold up. Are you saying there's no proof that the company disabled his garage door opener?
I'm asking if there is proof.
Yeah, they left a comment on his review going, Martin, the abusive language here in your negative Amazon review submitted minutes after experiencing a technical difficulty only demonstrates your poor impulse control. I'm happy to provide the technical support to the customers on my Saturday night, but I'm not going to tolerate any tantrums. At this time, your only option is to return GarageNet to Amazon for a refund. Your unit ID blank 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 will be denied server connection.
Oh, so
That's
they disabled
actually a
it because he was
different.
being a little jerk about it.
Yeah.
And you know what? In all fairness, the guy was getting all pissy about it anyway. He was going to probably return it. He's just expediting the situation.
Yeah,
I
I'm actually on
guess,
the company's side now that you explained that.
Well,
That
Yeah, to an
because
extent.
they told him your only choice is to return it.
No.
But
They
still
told him they
kinda
were disabling it,
I mean, I am
and they didn't like hack. They didn't access the device and tell the device to shut down.
But
They
they
denied him
deactivated the
access to
device.
their servers for
Right. So
bashing their company.
all they did was like, oh nope, we're not accepting this stuff. It's no different than a bank shutting down a credit card.
Or what about a vehicle that you buy that's fully electric and motorized, like a Tesla, and Tesla
Doesn't
doesn't
require
like you?
access to a specific server to run them.
Right. Exactly. That's kind of ridiculous. But let's say you're drunk as fuck and you sit there and start trying to drive. You're acting belligerent or driving dangerously. It's not necessarily a bad thing for the car to be disabled. There's no real difference between this guy acting, and berating and being ridiculous, and the company saying, okay, you know what? You don't like our stuff? Fine. Return it. We're disabling everything, so, you're obviously upset. There's no reason to continue from here.
you don't think this could have been handled a little bit better though?
I
Like
think it could
seriously.
have
Of
been,
course,
yeah.
it could have
No.
been handled better.
That was the
But-
perfect way to do it. That,
No,
that
it was
sends a
not the
message.
perfect
It
way to
says you're
do it.
being a little bitch about it online. We're gonna take action. We're not
David,
gonna take abuse.
You know what? I never run a company. Please. All right.
Oh,
moving
you're
on.
With
right.
that
you
attitude,
know,
he'll never
Moving
get
on.
the chance.
Moving
but-
on. Let's talk about our next news topic. This is actually something that David brought our attention to. Facebook has joined the fight against fake news.
You're fake news.
Fake news.
yeah.
It's the new thing. It's the new thing.
You're
to
wrong.
blame. Excuses. Basically, fake news has been kind of this really large problem. Clickbait articles that'll lead you into believing all sorts of great things. I can't tell you the
No.
amount of shit that's on my Facebook feed from people that are like, oh,
Oh my God, I
aliens
know.
are here. Here's proof.
First off, you're on Facebook.
Now the thing is, though, my
That's your
question
first
is:
problem.
there's a lot of stuff out there that's actually like not
Legit?
necessarily fake news, but advertisements done in a news format, which is not necessarily new or unheard of. And they even plainly, show that this is an advertisement, blah blah blah. But people don't pay attention a lot of the times, so it makes me wonder if this is going to kill that type of advertisement.
I am completely okay with that. I hate clickbait. Clickbait is the worst fucking thing to have appeared on the internet since.
Clickbait is essential for a lot of us, though.
No, it's not. Why is it essential?
Yeah, really.
I mean,
Like,
a lot of
clickbait's
YouTube videos have clickbait, showing on their thumbnail. Hey, check out, da 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 da, and then, perfect example. I was looking at failed Twitch streams. I don't know what I'm thinking about.
Yeah,
Failed
Freud.
Twitch streams, and it's really hilarious. And then there's like, oh, look at this, there's a nip slip, and there was never a nip slip. But that was clickbait. I clicked on it.
So
I
how
think
does
it's
that help you?
deceptive advertising.
Yeah, it's deceptive advertising. Just like YouTube videos are like, oh, check out, I stopped this, or I'm not doing this anymore, or oh, I got pulled over for this. All this bullshit, and it's just to get ad revenue. And the fact that we live in a society that people make those types of headlines just to get a click, to get ad revenue, they don't create good content. They don't create long-lasting content. They just create an ad that tells you, hey, click here, and then 10 seconds later you're gone. And all it does is make people stupid and they don't trust anything. When there is something legitimately extreme like that, people are like, oh, it's fucking fake, just keep moving. That's it's too overwhelming, and they need to calm the fuck down.
Now, whether or not you believe there is such a thing as fake news, we're not going to delve into that because that could be. I
That's
don't
a
wanna-
completely
yeah,
kind of different topic because
We don't want to talk about that.
Well,
The
let's
fact
be
is-
serious. Fake news, whether or not it's a real thing, it's one thing or another. We do realize that sometimes there are misquotes or incorrect information going out there that's not verified. This Facebook, Google, they're both doing it. Basically, they're running a system out there that allows you to verify the facts that are being said. So let's say, for example, our esteemed leader of the free world says what he thinks is a fact. Well, these services will actually go out there and say, Mr. President said this is actually correct or incorrect, and this is the source of that information. What is the actual truth behind these numbers or whatever they may be, regardless of the topic. So I think it's actually kind of nice that they're giving us the chance to be able to see and verify information. It's kind of important because you don't want to have incorrect information or outdated information.
Right. Well, I also think it's important that we have fact-based news. That's the most critical. I'm just again, the amount of shit that comes on my Facebook feed that someone posts that's complete like you can easily Google and find that it's completely falsified. That's ridiculous. I'm glad they're doing this. The only misgiving I have about it is how do we know that these articles that they're putting up there are truthfully verified, and can someone try to rig the system?
Well, supposedly, at least on Google's side, they're using a third-party company that's providing I can't remember the website off the top of my head, unfortunately, and I haven't really looked into it that much, but there's a website that they have that this company actually does. Basically all they do is verify information. Yeah. So they're a reliable source. Whether or not you choose to believe them, that's an entirely different scenario, but they do try to source and verify information as truthfully as possible.
Yeah. All right, so moving on to our next news article. It's finally happened. Allegedly, the worst version of Windows.
No allegedly about it.
All right.
No. Windows Millennium was worse. Trust me.
Well, the worst running.
The worst modern version, we'll say. Vista has been put out to pasture. Microsoft says that it's just time to end support, and you really need to fucking upgrade your shit. That's really all there is to it. If you're running Vista,
why didn't you update a long time ago?
Hold on, was Vista app before Windows 7? Is that correct?
Yes, Windows 7 was the correction.
Yeah, what it should have been.
and then there was it's basically like like every other version of Windows is fucking terrible. So we had Windows 8, which was widely like panned, and then there's Windows 10, which is kind of widely loved and adopted.
Well,
Windows 9
so that's not entirely correct, because you have Windows 95, which was
good,
the Godfather. If you will.
And
then you had Windows 98.
Okay.
And you had Windows 98 SE.
Okay.
Then you had Windows Me, which was god awful.
Yeah.
And then you had Vista.
XP, which
sorry, you're right, XP.
Yeah, XP, which was great.
Which was affixed to Millennium Edition. Then you had Vista, which was worse
awful.
Was almost worse than ME. ME was pretty bad too. And then obviously you had 8.1. Then
you missed 7.
Did I say 7? I thought I said 7.
No, you have Vista 7
was the
8.1. But to be honest with you, just like our producer Todd said to us, SEs and 8.1 do not count in that lineup.
Why is that?
Because they are still a base of the same OS.
It's more of like just an upgraded version.
Yeah, it's more of just saying, "Oh yeah, this is us really fucking up, and we'll hold you over till we release the next OS."
Yeah. I mean, Todd, noted that it's an NT version difference for 8.1. SE was not, but I don't know. I think of 8.1 as just kind of a band-aid.
Yeah.
Well, they tried to get 10 out.
Well, they discontinued 8.
I don't even know if it was a band-aid. It was more like, let's get some, super glue on this gaping wound, and hopefully it'll last long enough until we get the real fix.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I'm glad it's done. I mean, 10's been a fantastic product. The creator update is now starting to roll out to most Windows 10 PCs for free.
You got it today.
You just got it today? Yeah, cool.
Yes,
I haven't updated it. I just haven't had time.
I need to get 10.
What are you running right now? 7?
7 Ultimate.
Oh my god, you're missing out, man.
I know I am.
Especially
Xbox-
I need to get
Xbox
around. I'm not
One
lying.
streaming.
I'm doing the same thing. I just haven't gotten around to getting 10 just because I'm too
So how
lazy.
much longer do you think 7 has?
7 has a
Um,
long time. The main reason why is because a lot of corporations still use 7.
Yep.
A lot of businesses still use 7 as their base OS. Probably by 2020, 7 will go away.
You're exactly correct.
Who do you think is
Yeah.
going to be first, 8 or 7?
8.
Well, 8.
8 is already gone.
No,
8.1 is
8.1 will be around until 2023.
Right. And that's also mainstream support, so keep that in mind.
yeah.
And according to Windows themselves, 8.1 is just an update. It's almost like a service pack, according to
Yeah.
this fact sheet.
Exactly.
Interesting. Okay.
So that's what I'm reading here, anyways.
I agree.
End of extended support 2025 for Windows 10. Coincidentally enough, that's
Now, did Windows Vista? It was only 32-bit, correct?
no, it had 64.
No,
bit.
it
was
had
actually
64?
Yes.
it was actually the
Okay.
the first wide release of 64-bit for Windows. They did have a 64-bit version of Windows XP,
Oh.
but it was kind of like one of those rare, like, hey,
I
you
thought, yeah,
got it.
I thought it was a server edition. That was
No, it wasn't a server edition. It was a public like client release, but there wasn't many applications written for 64-bit back then.
Yeah. And now
until
there's not much written for 32.
well, until Windows 7, that was really the first like, hey, we've got a shit ton of 64-bit support. Like, let's
Right.
actually use it. So
Plus RAM being cheaper and all that stuff.
yeah, like honestly, so still surprised to this day that Windows 10 is not completely 64-bit. I know why they did it, but still,
There,
kind of
there,
surprised.
there
Legacy
are
support.
some old computers, the one at my company, uh, that are probably still 32-bit. Now I don't know for sure
Yeah.
if they are, but it would not surprise me if it's an 8 x86 architecture.
Ah.
Yeah. So okay, so that's cool. And our last bit of news, which is goddamn Burger King, they're trying to invade our tech.
Get that Whopper.
Could they
Bur-
could they stop putting mayonnaise on burgers, please?
No.
Please.
Seriously, like mayonnaise is disgusting.
Actually, Michael, I thought you don't even like go near Burger King with like a 10-foot pole. Like
I
you
really
just-
don't. Like
it just dis-
if I,
it just
if I
disgusts
have
you.
to stop by Burger King, like I'm in a car with 3 people and they all want Burger King, I'm like,
I'm
getting a
get me
fucking
the chicken
salad.
fries.
Chicken fries.
I've literally never heard like a car full of people go like, "Let's go to Burger King."
I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
you
I
don't
think
work
that
with the fat
happens.
people that I do, Jeff.
I'm sorry.
Alright.
I'm sorry, Michael. I am
Fair
so
enough.
sorry. Fucking cancer causing shit right there.
So
it's
Burger
awful.
King decided to tap into the smart speaker market. They basically released a 15-second ad in which they're like, "Hey, okay, Google, what is a Whopper?" Which then fucking pings every device that's running Google Assistant. So some phones will actually react automatically to that. The Google Home speaker will react to that.
I mean, how can you get mad when Google basically runs on ads?
it's not that necessarily. It's that like Google got pissed. First off, they like banned it as quickly as they could.
Oh wait, really? Google got mad at their own advertisements?
It's
wasn't
not an
Google, it was
advertisement.
Burger King.
It's not an advertisement.
Yeah.
So
This-
that wasn't.
no.
No, it
Burger
was
King
Burger King
literally
said it.
was. Burger King was literally like, "Hey, this specific phrase triggers this on this device. Let's fucking use this to our advantage." So they said, "Okay, Google, tell me about the Whopper," which then read the Wikipedia entry for the Whopper.
Now
Okay.
that's really funny because this type of stuff has happened with the Amazon Echoes
Right.
before. So far as there was a major news story a while back now, that ordered, I want to say, at least 200 or 300 dollhouses for people with their Amazon Echoes because the news reporter said the phrase that ordered those devices. Now, Amazon didn't do jack shit for it. Now, granted, with Amazon, that you can go in and cancel your order very quickly, and you can also set up reminders and everything. But still, like that's a little too over. Well, it's too overbearing in terms of advertising because let's be honest here, advertising is dead. Okay, let me rephrase
Wait,
that.
wait. Did
TV
you just say
advertising.
advertising is dead?
TV
Because my
advertising
brain
is
just
dead.
stopped.
I just want to
Advertising
point
will
out.
never be dead. Advertising will get to the point where you fucking have an advertising in your sleep. They'll beam shit directly into your brain.
Oh my
I
god,
just-
have you read Transmetropolitan?
No.
Yes.
Oh man, I feel like that's where we're headed actually. But what they do is they hit you with it when you're watching TV, and they hit you with this burst advertisement that is basically a mass amount of subliminal messages that then play anytime you close your eyes, anytime you sleep.
That's fucking terrifying.
That's
It is terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, like,
I just want to point out that every single time I said "Okay, Google," my Google Home went off. It was like if you want something. What do you want? What do you want?
Are you not giving it
pay
some time,
attention
Jeff?
to me, Jeff.
I guess I don't know.
Well, when was the last time you used it? The party?
No, I use it every day.
Oh, okay.
Don't lie.
The funny
Please
thing
use
about
me.
this, and it kind of backfired on Burger King, is that people literally just went to the Wikipedia page and then changed the entry for Whopper. So they said, Burger King Whopper is made of small children and fingernails.
Oh god.
Just like disgusting stuff. And like, Google banned it, and we're just like, you can't fucking use our service for that.
Well,
So
the thing is, though, I think it still did its job, because what are we doing right now?
we're talking about
Not
it.
about the Whopper.
I mean,
But are we going to get one? That's the thing.
I don't know.
Oh hell no!
I have
never.
this
I mean, I
strange-
don't. I love myself,
But
and
were
I
we
don't
gonna
want
get one to begin with? No.
No.
Right, but
I
there
don't
are
know.
people out there that even amongst our fan base, possibly. I'm sorry if you are, that
Does
actually
Brett like
do
Burger
like
King?
Burger King, because Burger
No.
King keeps popping up. They're
Well,
like,
then no, our fan base isn't gonna want it.
I don't hate on burger like joints. Like I don't mind Burger King that much. It's not.
What?
I
not
don't
my
mind
favorite.
it either.
Yeah,
I
Jeff.
haven't been there in a long time.
It's not my
I
favorite.
to be honest with you, I prefer Burger King over McDonald's.
I don't know. I have.
Their burgers taste better.
Wait, how do you know that?
What do you mean? How does he know that?
I'm fat. How do you think I know that?
He puts it in his mouth and goes, this tastes
Kevin,
better.
that's
Jesus.
Todd.
God.
I mean,
Ah,
like, you
jeez, I don't know,
literally
man.
ate like, oh god,
I
I'm
give up.
sorry, man.
Oh,
Ew.
like you've never eaten fucking shit on a shovel before.
Actually, no, I really.
Oh,
can say-
okay. Excuse
I mean,
us,
he's a Mac
David.
fanboy,
We're
of course he
just
has.
peasants among
Oh, yeah,
royalty
he said
here.
apple. He
well,
said apple,
I'm
but
sorry. You're the
I
guys who
have
go
to
to
have
Burger King, so clearly you're more royal than I am.
food.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna stick to the homegrown favorite of Whataburger. I apologize.
Oh yeah,
It's not all fucking food trucks and gold fucking caviar every day over here, all right?
Gold
we
caviar,
peasants
what the
have to eat normal food.
Yeah, but you can eat the chicken sandwich. Why would you eat a burger from
I-
those places?
From those places.
I'm sorry.
Okay,
Look, McDonald's,
I'm sorry.
McDonald's steams their shit. The fact that they had to advertise that it's 100% beef makes you wonder what the fuck it was before that. Second of all,
I'm gonna
Burger
hold
King.
up.
What?
This ain't a food
Shut the fuck
podcast,
up.
but I'm just gonna say this: it's cheap, it's fast, it's delicious. All right, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
Exactly. Don't start, David. All right, now on to our topics for the night.
Yes, that's our news.
You're making me twitch, man. Especially after you said delicious. I just
Just wait for this next topic, David. You're gonna be twitching like mad.
Jesus fucking Christ!
Thank you,
So
producer.
introducing our new foodie podcast where David just fucking rolls on the goddamn floor and just twitching the entire time because Jeff likes
Are
Burger
you sure
King
that's
and
not
McDonald's.
cardiac arrest?
I guess.
From all the Whataburger he's eating, all this
yeah.
triple patty, triple cheese, triple bacon.
I ate Whataburger every fucking moment. I mean,
Well, what were you eating before the podcast?
Whataburger, but
I fucking knew it.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. All right, so as always, our news articles will actually be in the post on our website at rantommedia.com. You'll be able to check out all the news articles there as well as our show notes. I do want to give out a shout out to Todd, who randomly appeared earlier. He's actually producing tonight in the background, fact checking us, making sure that we sound great.
And I was right about
hold
that
on.
news
Todd
article
fact
with
check.
Alexis.
Burger King does not taste delicious. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my god!
Make-
All right, so we're
I'm kidding,
in the
I'm kidding.
chat.
I kid.
Rich. Okay, I don't think you do.
No, I don't. But that's besides the point.
All right. Okay, so we have our first couple of topics for the night. The reason I came up with these topics, the reason why I wanted to talk about this was specifically because Apple has come out and said that their Mac Pro, the trash can, was a mistake.
Ooh.
which is like unheard of. Apple has never come out and said our decision was terrible. We fucked ourselves over.
Even with removing the headphone port, they didn't say that.
Right.
And
We
you
all
know
know that
what?
was
I will
terrible.
always say that I think they were a little bit. I think they're a bit ahead of their time with removing the headphone port, but I get what they were trying to go with. Because wireless everything is pretty much on the horizon. I think they just jumped the gun a little bit on that
But
one.
I think they did make, like, I'm an Apple fanboy as much as David is. I love Apple products. But
I
when
don't
I
know as
saw that
much.
trash can, I agree it was a mistake, because now with your MacBook Pro, the laptop, you have everything built into it except for certain things like USB, the Thunderbolt 3 ports or USB-C, whatever the flip you want to call it. But you have your display built in, you have your storage built in, you have everything built in. With the Mac Pro, there was no expandability,
Which was
to a
what
certain
made the
extent.
original Mac Pro the best.
Exactly. And you had to use everything Thunderbolt, which everything
I'm-
Thunderbolt was expensive, and there wasn't much out for it.
And you know what?
you had to buy
I
the
actually
Mac
have to
version.
say that
That too.
again, I think they jumped the gun a little bit on the Mac Pro in terms of the Thunderbolt as being their main I/O. Thunderbolt's brilliant. I mean, I don't care what you say; it is probably the best I/O out there. It's just phenomenal. The fact that you can daisy chain multiple displays off of one port. The fact that you can, plug up a hard drive to your display, then another external hard drive on the same display, and then another display just for shits and giggles. I think it's great. But again, the fact that I think they went a little overboard in the fact that they're so desperate to make in their eyes, a cool design that they completely, just went and shat all over the people that love the Mac Pro.
Well,
And
and they designed themselves into a corner. Like
you're right.
Apple themselves admitted this. Phil Schiller was like, "We designed ourselves into a corner."
Yeah,
So,
because
They designed
yeah.
themselves into a trash can.
Yes,
And you
this
know what?
is
I'm sorry, but the trash can, for what it was
was
a
pretty trash
brilliant
can.
piece of technology. I
was a
like the
pretty
way that
trash
they
can.
created the central heat dissipation system. Engineering wise, it's marvelous. Now, practicality and usability and going against everything that Mac Pro stands for, yeah, no, that's kind of a big mess up.
so. That's why I wanted to talk about this. Does form or function make or break a product for you? So obviously we have the Mac Pro. Does a product's beauty really outweigh the functionality for you, or does it make it? Does it break it? What I mean, the thing about the Mac Pro that the professionals they just say that we can't really expand it, just like Kevin and David were discussing about. It's a beautiful, gorgeous thing. It really is. If I were given one, I would use it probably daily and just ogle at it.
Yeah. And then you try to throw a piece of paper in there and then be like, "Fuck, that's a computer."
Yeah, I mean, there's that.
Kevin,
and
shut up.
There's just the I don't know. When I'm buying products, I look for a couple different things. I like to make sure that, especially when it comes to computers, I want to be able to be sure that I can upgrade it at some point or another, because something in that case is going to break at some point. Whether it be a fan, whether it be graphics card, motherboard, whatever,
or it's just
really
not
matter.
going to keep up,
or it's just not keeping up. I want to be able to upgrade it at some point. So the look of my case right now, it's a Corsair Obsidian series. It looks cool, but it's also very functional. Like, I can remove both doors. I just lift up the doors and they come off. I don't have to fuck around with thumb screws or anything like that. I know that David was actually looking at, what is it, like a tempered glass case at one point that was really gorgeous for his computer, which is like obscenely expensive, apparently.
Yeah.
I don't know how practical that would be.
Unfortunately, it looks like the way I want to build it, I might have to make some crucial building decisions. But again, it's another Corsair device. I do like Corsair. I'm not gonna even lie. That's one of my preferences. The NXT cases are pretty sweet too. But yeah, Corsair just wins me over with that tempered glass design that they have. And one of the first things that Geoff says is, oh man, cable management is going to be a nightmare. I want, what's going to happen on the backside.
Well, and so just understand
Giggity.
that, and Michael will vouch for this. I don't give a fuck about cable management.
Oh,
No,
Michael,
he
we
doesn't.
don't.
Oh,
It
we all
bothers
know
me
he
to no
doesn't.
end.
Michael is the cable management dude. He literally, on my first computer that like I custom built, and he helped me with, he cable managed the shit out of that computer,
Now,
and it
keep
was
in mind,
gorgeous.
I'm not like professional level,
No, but
but
at
I
the
don't
same
want to see the
time,
cables. I hide them,
it
Yeah.
was
Well, yeah, because
it was
that's what you're
great.
supposed to do with the computer.
but I'm
It
not
helps
wrapping
with-
them and making them look like,
Well, yeah,
making
because
them
it
part of the
helps
build.
with airflow. It helps with, heat management.
No, it doesn't.
Well, should have done.
Depending
No.
on how many cables are in there and blocking the airflow, yes, it does.
Don't make me pull up the video.
Oh,
If
God.
you are
Oh,
running,
Jesus.
it actually does, because my brother's computer that I built for him is a micro IT or
Oh well, yes.
Micro
yeah. When
ITX.
you're-
I mean, you
case.
can't sit there and say, "Oh, I have this humongous ITX computer." Well, of course you can have so much damn room in that thing. You could probably have a rat's nest that won't do much. But of course, all those ITX cases come with built-in cable management and grommets and things because you don't want them in the way.
I mean, I cable manage my shit to a point, but
Yeah.
that's just like, to me, if it functions perfectly well, I'm okay. And in some cases, I've tried to make things look pretty,
But-
and then I have to take the entire thing apart, and it frustrates me.
Jeff, you also got to remember, you're also functionality over form. You're one of those people that believes a car should go from point A to point B, damned what it looks like.
I don't believe that. That's not true.
Okay,
I
well,
can appreciate a good fucking car.
appreciating and choosing
looks.
to purchase it are two totally different things.
Like,
If you had
Okay.
$1,000 or $100,000 and you had to choose between your dream car and a house, and you don't have either, what would have you chosen?
that's not
No,
even
no, no.
remotely comparable.
It is comparable because
No.
because the people who believe over beauty over function and form are gonna choose the car. They're not gonna give a crap about the house. They'll live in an apartment as long as they have a
Even-
beautiful car.
You-
That's what I'm trying to say. You would have chosen the house?
I really
'Cause-
feel like we need to send you to a debate class at some point because arguing a home and a
Your
car, it's two
comparisons don't
different
make a whole lot of
things.
sense.
It's too. I would obviously choose the house over the car,
No,
the
but-
perfect car, because it's a fucking house.
But see, here's the thing, though, is I know this is crazy, but I do kind of get what David's saying at that
no,
standpoint.
Kevin, don't.
Now
don't.
he's saying he's giving
Don't
it the
encourage
wrong
him.
way, but there are some people out there that will take. Now, I don't think it's form over beauty or functionality over aesthetics. I think it's flashiness over necessity.
It's showing off. is what you're
Exactly.
saying.
That's
But
it.
you're-
That's exactly what I'm
The
Okay.
saying.
comparison should have been a house like you get a McMansion that it takes you 15 minutes to walk to the kitchen.
Or a trailer.
That is form over function.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas getting a small house that has exactly what you need and just the right amount of space and is
Function
energy
over form.
efficient is function over form. It may not be the prettiest thing, but it is functional.
Okay,
Exactly.
so
Comparing a house to a car is not comparing a functional phone to
like
a pretty
apples
phone.
to- okay. So actually, you know what would be a perfect example? What were we talking about earlier, Jeff? We were talking about how I said that you were like all championing the Google Pixel,
Oh
right?
no. The what?
Google Pixel. What the hell do you think I was talking about?
Oh god, you're gonna bring that conversation into
He
this.
is going to bring that conversation
You
up.
fucker.
And
Let's do this. No, let's do this.
No, it's a fair conversation though because we never finished. And I said I thought it was ugly as hell, and I wouldn't buy it for $650.
I would.
But
Okay,
you're gonna
well,
drop a grand
hold
on
up,
an iPhone.
Hold up. We're gonna back up just a little bit.
And which actually, you know what? News analysts have been saying it's probably not going to be a grand anymore, considering that the Samsung,
aha.
the new Samsung 8 Plus, is very very similar to what the technology is going to be on the Samsung or on the iPhone, and it being like $800
Okay.
at the highest. I
Okay.
think.
So that
But that's
this
besides
whole
the point.
argument started this morning on Slack, much to the chagrin of our our colleagues. Unfortunately, Michael saw it and was just like, "Guys,
Very
please,
early.
please save this for the podcast.
It
which
was
I
like
guess-
8 o'clock hit, which is when we start getting notifications, and these two went at it.
They
It was
did.
like
Oh my
it was like the bell in a boxing match.
ding 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 ding
It
ding.
was
Okay, so
ding,
David
fight.
David started out this conversation with I'm gonna wait for the iPhone 8 Special Edition, which is rumored to come out because it's the 10th anniversary of iPhone. La di da. All right. David's excited
The
for
edition
this.
first off.
We haven't even seen it, and he's excited for it. In fact, he's so excited that when he found out the rumored price was $1,000, he's like, "Fuck, I'm gonna buy it."
Yep.
Which I was like, "That's ridiculous." He's like, "Well, phones, flagships are all $1,000 now."
No.
Which led me to looking up the Google Pixel price.
They're
which is
pretty
like
close
$650.
to they're pretty close to that price range. They're
I mean,
getting-
$650 is not
iPhone 6?
It's pretty much half of the price of 1,000. A little,
It's
a little bit
2/3.
more.
I'd consider an iPhone 6 a flagship phone. It's nowhere near close to $1,000.
iPhone 6. We're on
I
7,
mean, sorry,
bro.
iPhone 7.
Right, but
Non-Plus.
what's the most expensive version of that? I think it's over
Yeah.
1,000.
But
Yeah,
the only thing you're upgrading is the storage.
But
and
the
it's not over
regardless,
base
1,000.
price. We're talking about just the base
but
price.
like I said, there's belief that the model was going to be under 1,000 for the base version of it, and you get the more storage you get, obviously, the more expensive it gets, which could reach over 1,000. Well, more than likely will reach over 1,000. And I don't know if I'm going to settle for the lowest end. I'm giving myself the opportunity to upgrade if I
Okay.
have to because
All
of
right.
availability. But even then, even if it was $1,000 to start off with, and it wiped my butt and everything, to me and from what I've been seeing, I believe it's going to be a gorgeous phone, and I will be in all of it.
Okay. So I suggested that the Pixel is a gorgeous phone, which David just thinks I'm being stupid.
And in all fairness, I did say it was a plastic piece of crap, which it really isn't plastic. For some reason I thought it was, and I was wrong. I'm okay with that.
No. Hold on. What did you call it? What did you
plastic-
call it specifically?
I can't remember. What did I
I
call
think
it?
it was a plastic hunk
plastic-
of trash.
Yes, he did.
Wad of crap.
Yeah,
Yeah,
plastic
wad.
wad of crap. Okay, which I usually reserve for Samsung phones.
Which is
But-
fair. Okay.
And I was
Only
wrong.
thing
It
me and
wasn't.
David
It's not
agree.
made out of plastic. It's made out of aluminum. Therefore, I called it an aluminum piece of.
But okay, the whole thing about this is that we started getting into just how Apple in general has kind of really lost its way. They are releasing a lot of products that are trying to do form over function. Specifically the MacBook Pro, a new little touch bar. They decided, oh, we're gonna kind of halfway get there, and we're gonna put that little sliver of touch on there. We're gonna entice our users, but we're not gonna go full hog because fuck that. We're not brave enough. We don't have the courage to do it. I don't know. It's this whole thing where this new phone that's coming out is apparently going to look gorgeous, but I don't know how functional it'll be compared to other phones. Like, Apple's always tended to be a little bit behind on technology. They were not the first ones to do LTE. They were not the first ones to do a fingerprint reader, for instance.
And one would argue because they were more worried about the functionality of those technologies and waiting until it got to be more user friendly. Because if we
Sure.
remember, LTE when it first came out was so battery draining it wasn't even funny. Same thing with a couple of the other things like prettier screens. They drained a lot of battery power, things like that. Which is one of the main reasons why Apple has always been a little quote unquote slower than everybody else, which they are. And they admit it, we're not going to be the ones to come out with the newest stuff, but we will make sure that it used to be this case, not anymore, but they used to come out with the stuff that was, very functional and always worked. It was the way that you're supposed to, that was the thing though. It's working the way that you think it's supposed to. Obviously now it's not so much the case, with a lot of fumbles recently. And the reason why I'm pretty excited about this new iPhone is because it's in partnership with a lot of things from Samsung. And when they first came out with some of the best iPhones out there, It was in partnership with Samsung, which is why I'm so excited for this new one, because it's almost like a throwback. It's like, hey, you know what? We're going to try to find our roots again. We're going to be the original Apple that we were, where we want to make a gorgeous device that actually works properly.
I
And
don't think they will be though, David. I think
well,
that their stumbles and their fumbles with all of these new devices has just really, diminished any respect that
and I
people
agree
have
with you.
had.
And I agree with you, but at the same time, me being such a strong fan of Apple, I'm always going to have that little bit of hope. The one thing I didn't like about the Samsung 8, and as gorgeous as the phone is, I mean, it's just really like I'm really shocked at how beautiful this technology is. One of the practical things that they goofed up, in my opinion, is having the button on the back, the fingerprint sensor. It looks completely like the worst place to put it. I think
I don't I don't
LG did a
think
better
so.
job with the placement.
And the reason the thing is that I've always appreciated the fingerprint reader in the Apple devices, kind of being on the home button.
Right.
But I found with my Nexus 6P, it's really fucking natural for me just to reach. Like it's just a little
really
nudge.
And and
Yeah.
I'm not debating that, but you also got to think. I think if I remember correctly, the Samsung 8 Plus or whatever they're calling it is a bigger device, and it's off. I think it's off to a side that it's a little bit more unnatural than having it dead center, in the phone.
Maybe, but I mean, I
The
have fucking
fingerprint
huge
reader,
hands.
the fingerprint reader is not in the center like the Nexus phones are, where your index finger basically lays on it. It's actually immediately to the side of the camera.
That's interesting.
So if you have the 6 or the S8 Plus, you have to shift your entire hand to get to it.
Well,
Unless it's in
right.
your left hand.
And well, either way, yeah. Well, if it's in your
Yeah,
left
even
hand,
then you probably have to
your
do a
middle
little
knuckles
weird-
over it.
Yeah, but that's
That's
what I'm
a weird
saying.
design
and,
decision.
And so,
Well, it's up near the top, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's up near the top, and they say it's because they kind of rushed to ship it.
right, which is where right now Apple's supposedly in the crossroads because they're having problems manufacturing the touch screen fingerprint identification device. So the fact that they're able to put the thumbprint scanner in the front over glass instead of having an actual dedicated button. The problem right now is manufacturing it. And so they're at the crossroads where they have to decide whether or not to not do it entirely, do what Samsung did and put it in the back, or which I think and hope that's what they're going to do is push it back a couple weeks or a month or so just to make sure that all they manufacture what they're supposed to and what the plan was. And honestly, I'm okay with waiting another month or two to get a device that works properly.
How cool would it be if they put it on the back and it was the Apple logo? And the Apple logo's like in the circle where you stick your finger. Like
That'd be cool.
Practically perfect.
Actually, you know what? Actually, I would appreciate that too. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even think about that. That's actually a nice way to do it. I would be okay if Apple did that too.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think the new iPhone will be interesting, but I think it's going to be form over function again. I mean, it's just they've done so many weird quirks, like the iPad Pro's Apple Pencil, the fact that you charge it in the Lightning port, that's kind of dumb. The fact that they have the new MacBook Pro, which is so thin because of the USB-C ports with zero other functional ports. They're I mean, it's just what it is. I mean, even the Mac. I think the Mac Pro honestly was the start of their downfall. The new one, because
You're not going to
like-
say the original Mac, the MacBook, because that's where they started with the USB-C one port thing.
no, I won't. Because Mac Pro came out before that, though.
No.
The original, the newer Mac Pro, the trash can came out before that. That was their first.
I'm sorry. I thought you meant Mac. I thought you said MacBook Pro. I apologize.
No. So they started with that whole like it's gorgeous, and we've removed all of the ports because it's
Oh,
gorgeous.
here he goes again.
You have to. It's fucking Johnny Ive. Like he's the guy that did it.
Worst impression of Johnny Ives ever.
I'm not. This is not an impersonation podcast, so
But no, and I agree with you. I hate to say this, but I agree with you on the fact that Apple has dropped the ball quite a bit recently, and I don't know if it's because they're trying to find their way.
I'm sorry, I have to call this at 8:27 p.m.
Oh,
on
shut the hell up.
4/13/2017. David Feldman agreed with Jeffrey Stevens. A monumental achievement for mankind.
Yeah. Well, and I think it has a lot to do with the fact that Steve Jobs is gone, and a lot of his original visions and a lot of his way of doing things, and I guarantee you, his hands were in a lot of Apple products many years after his death, and now we're at the point where what do we have next? And they're trying to kind of find their identity, and they're bringing out a bunch of stuff that I almost want to say, like, Apple, stop trying to copy Samsung. It doesn't work. You got to do your own thing.
Yeah, I agree. So I'm gonna introduce this next topic. I don't know if we're gonna be able to finish it because it's it's kind of a large topic, but we're gonna do it. All right, we're gonna roll with it. So let's talk about the new age of TV, specifically streaming services, and what this really means for cable. We've really broken out of this mold that has dominated the landscape for the past 30 years at least, of where you would subscribe to cable, they would give you a shit ton of channels you'll probably never ever watch, and they had you by the balls. They said, we're the only place you can watch fucking CNN and all these great shows, ESPN for the sports people. Only
Even
place
if you went to
do
satellite, it was the same shit.
Yeah, same. Yeah, well, except for the fact that satellite crapped out every single time a cloud passed over your house.
There were slight differences, but it was all the same game with minor differences.
Yeah, so you had these companies basically had monopoly, and then the internet kind of came along, and that started to break down a little bit. Now we have Netflix, which started out as a DVD service that's now morphed into a streaming giant where they don't even fucking really care about physical DVDs anymore. You can
they
still order
offer
them. They still offer them. They'll still mail you shit. It'll take a week to get to you, but goddamn, that streaming service that they had started off small and it's exploded. Amazon Prime does video now. Almost every single major corporation that produces electronics has it. Sony has their own digital store. Microsoft has their own digital store.
YouTube has their own digital store.
Yeah.
YouTube TV.
A lot of these companies are now trying to break the mold. The first one that I could be wrong on this. The first one where I've seen that really kind of broke the mold, kind of broke it down, was actually Sling TV. It's very recent, and it's actually a DirecTV product. And the reason why I say it really broke the mold is because for the first time you could purchase, and I could be wrong on this. For the first time, you could purchase channels and stream them online without having a cable subscription.
Oh, yeah.
So
I always thought of Sling as the original streaming box where whatever you played on your TV.
And it was. And then PlayStation View came around as well. Very limited markets, but it's exploded. You can basically pick and choose your channels and everything like that. You're kind of restricted still as far as what you can choose. But then you have DirecTV Now, like our producer Todd said. I don't know if anyone has Comcast, for instance, but you can basically stream all your stuff on demand, all your TV shows, the majority of them.
Yep. Not only that, but they work in conjunction with Netflix now as well.
Right. And, YouTube, which is probably the newest one out on the gate. Hulu is also supposedly trying to do something very similar to all these that are kind of in the works. I apologize. Todd did mention that AT&T does the same thing as Comcast, but YouTube is probably at the forefront because right now, for the first time, they're offering DVR, cloud DVR, which is unlimited cloud DVR.
Oh wow!
So you're gonna have access to your live TV. If you can't get your shows, you're gonna be able to say, "I want you to record that." It'll be stored in your DVR. You can go back to it at any time. That's phenomenal. This is the new age of TV. If you had said 5 years ago, you're going to be able to watch any movie channel, HBO, for instance, on your computer and you don't have to have a cable subscription, holy shit. Like, we couldn't even think of that. And yet, now we have HBO Now, we have HBO Go.
Now, me and Michael got into it a little bit about this topic.
Well,
yeah,
we started
why don't you guys chat about that a second?
Okay, Michael, what did I say?
You said that it wasn't a change in the format.
I agree. Yeah, right. So I said initially that, you know, doing streaming TV, I don't find it fundamentally different than what we're doing now through cable. And the reason why I said that was because, to me, it's not a massive change like cable was. Because when you had over-the-air TV through the radio waves, it was like 5 or 6 channels, and then all of a sudden we had UHF, and then you were able to get even more channels. I think
David
it was like
knows because
20
he was
of them
around
now.
when they sat around the actual radio.
They
You
tried
know
to
what?
fix
When I
that
was
shit.
growing up, I was the remote. Okay, you know, I am that old. And
Raise
we
volume,
even
David.
had like my first TV that I remember. I had like a click dial that I had to go up and click it to the right channel. All right.
Yep.
Yep.
Now the thing is, though, you know, now we have cable, and then we had satellite, which is basically the same thing as cable. To me, the streaming services like YouTube is fundamentally, to me, the same way. It doesn't necessarily fundamentally change the TV aspect of it. You're still watching shows. You're still doing everything basically the same. The only real difference is how you can access it and what you can access. And again, that's not
But
too much of a
isn't-
difference.
Isn't
It
that
also-
exactly
have
what
now.
the change from over the air to cable is how you access it?
And it also changes where you can access it as well, because you could technically access this from just about anywhere you have a data connection.
Yeah, you
So
also have
I
this
think
like
that is
on
fundamentally
your phone.
changed.
So we're basically going back to over the air, is what you're saying.
No,
Yes.
No.
no, because you have to...
yeah, because data is what? Over the air. It's not connected physically to a device.
Okay,
So-
yes, technically it's all over. It is still over the air because it's through Wi-Fi or it's through 4G. But what I'm saying is you're going from a format. You know, originally it was over the air and it was free because it's just broadcast and you pick it up. Then it turned into either satellite, where it's coming from a satellite and you picked it up, or cable, where it comes through the cables to your TV, but you had to pay for that service.
Yeah, and
Now-
you know why you paid for that service? Because it wasn't supposed to be as much advertising. Fuck that.
Right. But now
anyways,
you
yeah.
are moving, and actually that your advertising point could be a big thing behind this, because Netflix, you don't have to watch advertisements.
Hulu,
but-
you don't either.
Right.
Anymore.
No, I mean, like most streaming services, you don't have to watch advertisements unless you're streaming live TV.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
now, if this streaming technology isn't as ad free, it allows me to watch it from anywhere, and I pay just as much as cable, I
You're
will
not
say
paying as
that it
much
is
as
a
cable.
fundamental change, because it actually goes against the model that has been set up by cable TV and over-the-air TV.
No, it is fundamentally changing, because cable, you got what they gave you, and that was it. With this, you choose your packaging. You don't have to have, for instance, sports on all things. You don't have to have thousands of unwasted channels. With streaming nowadays, I have HBO Now, Netflix, and YouTube Red. YouTube I have because I watch a lot of YouTube content. I used to travel constantly, and I didn't want to use data, so I downloaded my YouTube videos to my device. And Netflix I have because everybody has Netflix, and HBO I have for those tied true shows. Game of Thrones
Well,
for some people.
Evan.
Yeah.
To poke a hole in your theory, have you watched everything on Netflix?
Huh?
Have you watched everything on Netflix?
No, I haven't watched everything.
Then you're not
on
watching all
Netflix.
the channels.
Oh, fuck you, Michael. That is
I'm
not.
sorry,
No,
but there is a
No.
hole in your theory.
no, that's a wildly loose hole over there.
Not really,
No, it's
because
not.
if you think about it, Netflix
Because
is no
it's-
different than cable.
If you don't
You're
watch
paying for a
Walking
service
Dead
to
or you
watch
don't
shit.
watch AMC, it's the same thing.
I think to me the reason why I say it's
hate
not
you.
fundamentally different is
I'm
because
sorry,
in
Kevin.
the end you're watching a TV show. This just changes how you get to it. You know, you're still getting with
Okay,
Texas and their energy thing.
but the
You
thing
still
is,
get energy. You just choosing who gives it to you and who you pay.
right? Okay, yeah. See, I see the point you're making, but what I'm saying is, you are literally going from being forced to buy, the whole package of channels, and having only, you have no control over what's on those channels, to being able to watch what you want on demand through either Netflix or Hulu or anything like that. And now with the newer streaming services, like the new YouTube service where you can watch live TV, you can customize that package to pick smaller groupings of channels than
So
cable
you're
is
not wasting
offered.
your money.
So
Yeah,
instead
that's
of
Now
having,
what you're saying is instead of a flat rate a month, let's say $35 a month,
Mhm.
I don't have to get CBS and Fox. I can listen to CNN, which may be the same thing as Fox. I don't know. I don't care. But I can pick and choose Cartoon Network and FX Now and FXX because Archer, and and HBO, and I'm good. And then I only pay $35 a month for those 5 channels, or is it $35 a month and I get all these channels, and basically no different than paying
where
a
are you
cable
getting
company.
cable from that's only $35 a
That's
month?
it's okay. Okay, so here's the thing, David. Cable isn't cheap.
Cable
So
is cheap if you package
if you
it.
watch all the channels,
No, it's not.
Not fucking cheap.
it is not cheap.
How
There's
much do you
nothing
pay a
cheap
month,
about
David?
cable.
Okay, hold on. One at a
Okay,
time.
I pay $50 for internet and $50 for cable, and we have just a basic cable television package with just basic channels that are in HD.
That are
Here's how many
basically
times
over-the-air
I watch
channels.
TV. I never watch TV because nobody freaking has any good content. It's just repeats of the same shit.
Okay,
and I
screw
can
you,
get it all
Archer.
online.
First off, South Park.
That's not on basic cable.
Okay,
That's not on basic cable. Oh, I do get
David.
those channels though.
That
Let
is
me-
basic
that
cable.
is basic
How is
cable,
FX
yeah.
Now not
Ho-
basic? FXX
Okay.
not
Yeah,
basic
it actually
cable?
is basic cable.
Okay, let me posit this to you real quick.
Okay.
The reason why I have not had cable TV for 4 years is because
you're
of
cheap?
No, it's
No.
because of pre-programmed content. I cannot watch what I want to watch when I want to watch it.
I
Do
have
I
a
love
DVR.
Archer?
I can watch it whenever I want.
That's-
I
But
can
you
even
pay
stream
$100
from
for all of
Comcast
this.
website.
That's fantastic. But the fact is that you're paying a shit ton of money for a service that you're not using to its full extent.
How much?
How much
do
are you
pay for
paying a
cable?
month, David?
I'm taking a ballpark guess, but I think I'm probably doing somewhere between $120 to $150.
For
Yeah.
just TV?
No, that's TV.
No, internet, TV, DVR, two TVR boxes, and both.
God, man, that's
And
expensive.
does that include a house phone?
No,
who
God,
the
who the
fuck
hell
cares
has
about
one of
a house
those?
Okay, no,
phone?
I'm seriously asking questions. It
No,
doesn't
no,
include the
it
house
doesn't
phone.
include a house phone.
And
Okay.
what's your internet speed right now?
I think I'm
Fast.
paying for like the. Yeah, I'm paying for the 50 meg.
Okay,
Oh.
so if you're getting the 50 megs, that is
Mhm.
probably $40, maybe $50 of that bill.
No, it's more than that.
It's Comcast. So
Yeah.
back to the moral of the story.
But what I'm saying
These fucking
is-
TV and internet providers need to lower their
Yeah.
goddamn prices. We need Google Fiber.
Yeah.
Google Fiber provides trash for TV, right?
Doesn't matter. It lowers
That's
everybody's
the thing,
prices.
David. I understand that you're all about you're old.
Todd's with fiber, AT&T fiber.
I know you're old and you love old school shit, but
And you want people to
How
get off
the
your
fuck
lawn.
is it? Oh wow. Okay.
because you're the only one I know okay, this is the thing.
I'm
you're
just
one of the
saying
very
it's
few people
fundamentally
I
no
know-
different than what you're doing right now. The only difference is you're paying a little bit less for a little bit less.
David, let me ask you a question.
What?
Let
now,
me ask you a
hold on,
funda-
hold on.
No,
I got a
let me
question
ask
for
this
you.
question.
But go
Yeah.
ahead. Go ahead. Ask your question.
When you get home,
Which I'm home.
okay, when you get home from the day,
Yeah.
what's your source of media that you turn on?
Well, depends on what
Yeah.
I'm doing.
Exactly.
But most of the time, I turn on the TV and catch up on my DVR shows.
Most of the time. If you didn't have it, would you still be okay?
Oh.
Yes, you would, because you would have that
because
content
you know
from
why?
somewhere
Archer
else.
isn't streaming. I can't watch Archer.
I mean, yes,
Okay,
you
but that's
can.
one
Yes, you
show.
can.
That is once a
That's-
week.
That
You're
is
not
like an
doing that every
important
day.
show.
You there's other ways you can watch it.
Yeah.
Be that as it may, though.
Yeah,
I-
okay. Illegally, yeah.
No,
probably.
he's not saying illegally.
I'm not saying illegally. You can piggyback
Illegally
off of
or
somebody else.
legally?
You can piggyback off someone else's Comcast connection, for instance.
Oh Lord, because that's entirely legal. I'm pretty sure that violates some sort of term of agreement.
Does not violate. If it violated it, they would have killed it by now.
Yeah.
They know what's
Okay,
going on.
But
They know.
how often do you actually go home? Like, what else do you watch besides Archer?
HBO. You know, I could watch HBO. Somewhere.
HBO
You
now.
could or you
HBO
do?
Go.
I do. I use HBO Go as well as on the TV because usually it looks better. But that's besides the point.
No,
okay.
you use HBO Go because what they're playing right then on HBO is absolute shit.
It's true. That's the thing. That's the thing I hate about old TV.
Is you can't choose the
Pre-programmed
content
shit.
to play.
Pre-programmed shit that you're probably never gonna watch.
I'm
Because
not.
they
Yeah,
signed
no,
a
you're right.
contract to
Because
play
there's a
this
lot of
movie
crappy
X number
movies on
of times.
HBO I hate. I pick and choose what I watch from HBO, whether it's through
Same thing on FX.
digital on demand.
It's the same thing on FXX. Every fucking day, it's shit until your Archer comes on.
Yeah,
It's just wasting your time and wasting your money. That's what we're getting at here.
okay.
Yeah, let's see.
so,
Let's see what's on FXX right now. The Simpsons.
Shit. Oh,
The
well, actually,
Simpsons.
that's
Hey,
not
that's
shit.
not
I'm
shit.
sorry. That is not shit. But
It was shit. It's shit
It depends
after
on
season
what
5.
season. It totally
really
depends
is.
on what season.
yeah, it is.
But that's besides the point. No, you're right. No, I will give you this. There is nothing but
he'll
trash
give me
out there on
this.
most of all the TV channels.
And you're
But
paying
again-
for that.
Right
Mhm.
now,
You're buying that trash.
yes.
Because
I
he-
don't get it.
because he wants to
don't
watch
get
that
it.
1 hour of programming that he can't get anywhere else, quote unquote, quoting David.
Right now, if I could get it somewhere else and pay less, beautiful.
That's what
But-
this
Okay, so that's what we're
is.
saying.
That's
Say-
what we're
okay,
saying. God
David.
damn it.
If you could get FXX through the YouTube streaming service for
Son
live
of
TV,
Tom.
Oh, you kidding me? I'd drop these fuckers in a minute.
Oh my
precisely,
God.
that's exactly what we're saying.
but
Is a lot of people are seeing this as a way to drop these fuckers in a minute, so that we can pay less to see what we want to see.
right.
So Sling TV, for instance, it's $25 for Sling Blue a month. That includes your precious FXX, your FX, USA, pretty much everything except for HBO, which would be like an extra $15 a month.
Oh yeah, big.
So
All right.
I'm just
Yeah.
you know,
Or you
But the thing,
piggyback off
my
of
thing is
somebody's
though,
HBO.
they're gonna basically do the same thing, and my thing is though is this live TV. Let's say I want to watch Archer at 5:00 the day it comes out, before it actually releases on regular TV.
is
Can you do
not-
that?
No. Why?
So,
okay.
so that's what I'm trying to get at though, because these programs are set on time slots to make money. Now,
Okay.
if I pay a certain amount to YouTube to cut the advertising money that these guys normally make, and they can release content on demand, like Netflix does, where they release entire freaking series in one go, that's a game changer to me.
Okay, but look at it this
being
way,
able
David.
to do what they're doing right now, which is streaming on DVR, it is fundamentally no different than what you're doing right now with your current DVR service.
Except
The
you are
only
paying
difference
like
is
4
they're
times as
allowing you
much.
to they're allowing you to customize a package where you pay a little bit less and cut out some of the stuff you don't watch, which I think is okay. I think that's awesome. But again, to me, it's no different than what we already have, except for the fact that it's a more customized version of what it is already.
Except for the fact that your DVR has limitations and will eventually run out of space.
Yeah,
It
and then I
requires
delete something
you
I
to
don't
do all
watch
the
anymore,
work.
and I go about my business.
You
Yeah,
have to
but-
tell the DVR to record it, and if
Yeah.
you forget, you miss that episode, and you've missed key points on the next episode.
But,
Then I go on demand.
but we're arguing the fact that, you know, YouTube, which features kind of the same shit you already have, but unlimited cloud DVR anywhere you are. I mean, how
But
is that not better?
it's
than what
on
you have?
demand basically, but it's no, you know, like I said, if they offered what Netflix offers, which is the ability to have an entire season at your fingertips, regardless of when it came out and how often it comes out, or for advertising money. That to me is a game changer. That changes fundamentally changes how you watch TV forever.
Okay.
You understand
the
what I'm
reason
saying?
I do, but you have to understand that Netflix is different in the way they produce content. They want you to watch an entire season in one go. It's kind of why Grand Tour, for instance, is completely different, and they knew that show would work better.
Yeah,
weekly.
it's not bingey. It's not a bingey show.
But
they know that. They made that conscious decision.
Where's the only place you can watch Grand Tour?
Amazon Prime.
Right. This is the thing. They were able to break past that barrier to say, hey, we don't need traditional TV anymore.
Right.
A lot of these shows that are so great and original, they're seeing the potential to hit more eyeballs, especially in a younger audience, with YouTube. It's why we have YouTube Red, for instance.
Right.
I don't think YouTube Red was successful, but with this new YouTube TV subscription, you get YouTube Red baked in. So this is my thing. I understand, you like the stuff you like. I hate paying for shit that I'm never gonna use. It's why me and Julia years ago decided that we were not gonna do cable. I had cable when I first moved out. No, not 1 year ago.
Oh, 2 years ago?
3 years ago.
No, I've been out of the 3 years ago. We'll say 3.5 years ago. That's roughly. I lived with you for 2 years. All right.
Yep.
Oh wow! So me and Morgan have been together in our own place longer than you and Julia.
Yes, but that's besides the point.
Oh, okay. Well,
I had cable when I first moved out for 6 months. I never used it. I paid way too much for it. As soon as I cut that cord and was just using the internet, it was a game changer for me. I enjoyed it. It was wonderful. So, anyways, I know we could keep going on. We're gonna have to end this episode. Unfortunately, we're gonna keep rattling on, and Todd will be angry at us.
Very angry.
He's already angry.
He's already we did prattle on.
He doesn't even do all caps on me.
Yes, he does.
Whatever. All right. Thank you guys so much for listening. We really appreciate you guys tuning in. We hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. As always, all the show links and show notes will actually be in the post, wonderfully constructed by Todd. Thank you very much, Todd.
Thank you, Todd.
If you're not already a subscriber of this show, as well as our other shows, please check us out on rantymedia.com. We have Gadget inspectors there you can subscribe to. We also have Press Start Gaming, and we also have Real Reporters. So please subscribe if you already haven't. I have been your co-host for the evening, Mr. Geoff Stevens. Tonight, my other co-host, David Feldman.
Goodbye, everybody.
And Michael Fritz.
Good night.
And Mr. Kevin Nelson.
I'm still angry.
Why are you angry?
Because David!
All right, well.
I never got to answer my fundamental question.
Because nobody cares. Good night, everybody.
Well, that's too bad. Good night.